This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we are a proud media sponsor for the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, which is being held virtually this year. Joining me right now is Ewan Downey. He is the president and CEO of Premier Gold Mines. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is PG on the TSX. Ewan, thank you for joining me today. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
No complaints, the sun's shining, the grass is green.
Looks
Nothing
like
to complain about here.
Yeah.
I'd love to start off with a quick overview and history of Premier Gold Mines, and then we'll go from there.
Premier is a company that we founded in 2006, so we've actually been around for a while. We started as an exploration company, made several discoveries, and delineated several deposits, and now we are a company that has 2 operating mines, several advanced stage exploration projects, and we continue to do more grassroots early stage exploration with the hopes of finding the next big one.
So we actually did an interview with Premier Gold Mines at last year's Precious Metals Summit. So I'd love to get an update. What would you say are some of the corporate highlights for the company in the last 12 months or so?
I think some of the real highlights in the last 12 months is some of the successes we've had in terms of exploration at multiple sites. Even though our Mercedes site performance in the first quarter ahead of the COVID shutdown wasn't performing so well, we've had a lot of exploration success more recently in 3 new zones that bode well for the mine's future, and we've now restarted after a bit of a prolonged shutdown because of the COVID crisis, and we're having a really strong start. We've been successful at making a couple of new acquisitions, including one we announced just last week, where we're acquiring what we call the Getchell project that includes the Pinson underground mine in Nevada that is a high-grade deposit currently under care and maintenance. In this gold environment, a very stellar asset to have signed a definitive agreement to acquire.
So I also have to ask, what would you say is the one question that you've been asked from investors, that during this last bit that maybe you'd like to address right now?
I think probably the question we get most these days is what's going on with Centerra. The gold price is $2,000. As you may or may not know, our partner in the Geraldton project, or the Greenstone Gold Mines, is Centerra, and at Christmas time they decided to file a case against our company in order to what has effectively stalled the project. It's a permitted, ready to build, multi-million ounce open pit project located on the Trans-Canada Highway, and I think the resounding question is what's going on with Centerra and why. So I guess that would be the big question.
And we can't say why, or leave that for another day?
And I'd say we'd have to leave that for another day. It is, we just went through discovery, and it'll be moving through the process here in the coming months. And we look forward to a resolution. We see no reason that we're really fighting over the project. Partners should work together, come out with a good outcome, and drive forward. At 1,900 to 2,000 plus gold, we shouldn't be fighting about why not to build it. We should be fighting about why to build it. And so that's our view, and we just like to continue pushing it forward.
All right, so we'll leave that there then. From what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's value catalysts now for the rest of this year going into the 2021?
When we just are closing the deal on the new Nevada acquisition, that's going to be one of our core projects for doing exploration on going forward. We also announced that there is the potential that we will actually break up the company. And with that acquisition and our current Nevada assets, forming a new U.S. listed, U.S. domiciled company that will be spun out to our shareholders. And that's exactly how Premier was formed in the first place. It was a spin out from the original Wolfden Resources, and it's now got a bigger market cap than what we sold Wolfden for. So we're looking to try to do the same thing twice in some ways, but also because of all the moving components to our story, simplifying it somewhat, making an easier story for investors to follow, with being a Nevada-focused gold company. And then we also have the Ontario projects with Mexico, And in Ontario, I think one of the bigger catalysts going forward is we have a fairly large drill program going in Red Lake. And I think most people forget that Premier started as a red light company, and Red Lake's now getting a lot more fanfare, and we think that we'll get the benefit of that once we start releasing results. So I think you'll see growth in resources. We're drilling at the South Arturo mine with Nevada Gold Mines, the Newmont Barrick joint venture. So I think here in the second half, a very newsworthy second half, and we're looking forward to a lot of positive developments.
Well, with that, where can our audience go and find everything they need to know about Premier Gold Mines?
Best place our website, www.premiergoldmines.com, or call our office. We're quite open to taking calls and explaining to people why they should be an owner of our company.
Ewan, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck, stay safe, and I look forward to our next update.
Sounds good. Thanks for having us on.
Thank you. Again, my name is Robert Kraft. I'm your host on SNN.Network. We're a proud media sponsor for the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, being held virtually this year. Ewan will be there on behalf of Premier Gold Mines, and I thank you all for listening today.